Chapter 12 of Rethinking Scoliosis: A Lifelong Strategy, Managing Scoliosis Across the Lifespan. Think of scoliosis as a winding road you will travel for life, rather than a single bump you leave behind in childhood. Because the spine, like a living tree, keeps growing, flexing, and adapting to every season of age. And that means a smart plan must stretch from the first day a curve is spotted all the way to the golden years when grandchildren climb onto your lap. In early childhood, the most important tools are sharp eyes, simple posture checks, and playful habits that spark core strength without turning exercise into a chore. Parents can pencil a spine line on the back of a bedroom door and mark height every 6 months. If one shoulder rises faster than the other, or ribs begin to bulge, a quick stop at the pediatrician for a scoliometer test, and if needed, a low-dose X-ray catches the curve while bones are still like soft clay. Little kids learn best through fun, so animal walks, crab crawls, bear walks, and frog jumps activate deep back muscles in under 10 minutes a day. Brightly colored resistance bands turn therapy into a game. Hook one end to a doorknob, grasp the other, and row like a tugboat captain, teaching shoulder blades and spine to move together. During the grade school years, a yearly chemical tune-up joins the plan. Finger prick vitamin D and magnesium checks, plus an overnight melatonin saliva test, reveal whether bone builders and sleep hormones sit in healthy ranges. If numbers drift low, chewable D3K2 tablets at breakfast and a bedtime magnesium gummy fill gaps before they weaken vertebrae. As children step into puberty, growth spurts speed up, and the curve can twist faster than at any other time. So the schedule tightens to every 3-month check-ins with a spine-aware clinician. Saliva swabs track progesterone to estradiol ratios in girls and vitamin D receptor genes in everyone. If the ratio skews or the receptor locks poorly, bone may lengthen but not harden. So target fixes, micronized progesterone creams guided by lab results, or higher D3 dosing step in quickly. Teens also face higher stress from exams, sports, and social media, which can spike cortisol and tire core muscles. Teaching 5-minute box breathing or daily nature walks calms cortisol curves and keeps posture upright. Dynamic tools like the ScoliSmart Activity Suit replace rigid braces for many, turning steps at the mall into thousands of reflex training signals that remind the spine how to straighten itself. For high school athletes, coaches weave spine-smart warm-ups into practice: side planks, bird dogs, and balance board lunges that load muscles evenly and train the brain's automatic posture center. By late teens, curves that remain under 25 degrees with balanced hormones and strong muscle reflexes often stay quiet, but the plan never stops. Young adults entering college or the workforce swap parent reminders for phone apps that ping every 6 months to schedule a posture selfie and a vitamin D blood spot. A quick photo, analyzed by free software, flags tilt or rib rotation. If the app's lines drift, the user books a professional check before the curve sneaks up. Desk jobs introduce long hours of sitting, so ergonomic hacks become vital. A chair that lets hips sit higher than knees, feet flat on a small stool, and a laptop raised to eye level prevent slouching that can nudge curves. Stretch breaks, stand, reach for the ceiling, twist gently left and right, reset spinal discs starved of movement. Strength workouts shift from heavy barbell back squats that compress vertebrae to goblet squats and farmer carries that train hip power while sparing the spine. For women, family planning brings a new chapter. Pregnancy floods the body with relaxin, loosening ligaments so the pelvis can widen. Yet that same looseness can leave a curved spine less supported. Early in pregnancy, expectant mothers with scoliosis benefit from a hormone panel that checks progesterone, estradiol, and vitamin D. If progesterone dips, prescribed support stabilizes connective tissue. Prenatal yoga, modified to avoid deep forward bends, keeps core muscles toned and joints mobile. A maternity-friendly version of the activity suit with softer straps and belly room offers gentle proprioceptive feedback as the center of gravity shifts. Labor positions that let gravity assist, side-lying or hands and knees, reduce uneven pressure on a curved lumbar spine. And postpartum rehab includes pelvic floor therapy plus gradual re-intro of Scoli-specific core drills to restore balance. Midlife adults juggle work, kids, and aging parents, so time-efficient maintenance becomes the keystone. Annual labs continue: vitamin D, magnesium, thyroid, cortisol morning peak, and bone density scans join the rotation at 40 for women and 50 for men. If DEXA shows early bone thinning, weight-bearing circuits with kettlebell swings, step-ups, and resistance bands stimulate osteoblasts without high spinal load. Nutrition upgrades: omega-3 fish twice a week, leafy greens daily, and collagen peptides in morning coffee feed joints and dampen inflammation. Because metabolic slowdowns can sneak in, fasting glucose and homocysteine are monitored. Rising numbers trigger tweaks like more fiber and methylfolate supplementation. Desk dwellers set hourly stand and stretch alarms, while drivers adjust mirrors so slouching reminds them to sit tall. Smartwatch posture alerts buzz when shoulders hunch, keeping alignment honest. For those who travel, packing a light resistance band turns hotel rooms into mini gyms. Stress remains an invisible curve pusher, so brief evening rituals, writing 3 wins of the day, or a 10-minute guided meditation, trim cortisol that otherwise leaches calcium. Adults step into their 60s and 70s, natural height loss and disc dehydration can add a few degrees to even long stable curves, so reassessment every 6 months stays crucial. Bone density scans every 2 years catch osteoporosis early. If T-scores fall, doctors may suggest short-course anabolic medication paired with vitamin D, K2, magnesium, and daily balance work to cut fracture risk. Gentle Tai Chi enhances proprioception and ankle strength, lowering fall odds, while elastic band rows keep upper back muscles strong to counter age-related kyphosis. Retirees with more free time discover hobbies that double as therapy: gardening with raised beds to encourage hip hinging, or water aerobics that unload joints while exercising muscles. Sleep often changes with age, but deep sleep releases growth hormone vital for bone repair. So fixing nighttime light exposure, using a supportive mattress, and adding magnesium or glycine promotes restorative rest. Social connection, shown to lower stress hormones, also protects the spine indirectly. Joining walking clubs or dance classes keeps bodies and spirits upright. For seniors with long-standing curves, assistive devices like trekking poles reduce forward pitch and allow longer, safer walks, preserving cardiovascular health. In every decade, data drives decisions. A MySpine Passport booklet or app records key metrics: cob angle, height, weight, vitamin D level, bone density, and key lab values such as homocysteine and cortisol. When numbers shift, say vitamin D drops 10 points after a cloudy winter, corrective steps start within weeks, not months. Families keep the conversation open. Children of parents with scoliosis know their own genetic odds, so they schedule early screenings for grandkids. Clinicians adopt a curve budget mindset, tracking how many degrees a spine can afford to gain before pain or function suffer, then using targeted interventions, nutrient therapy, activity suit refreshers, hormone tuning, to pay down that debt after life events like a growth spurt, pregnancy, or illness. Technology keeps evolving. Posture tracking shirts, home ultrasound bone scanners, and AI-driven exercise apps promise even finer control. Yet the core principles stay steady. Reassess regularly, support bone and muscle chemistry, move in ways that train reflexes, manage stress, and adapt tools to each life stage. With that lifelong strategy, scoliosis becomes not a lurking threat, but a manageable trait, much like nearsightedness, one that, with the right lenses of knowledge, support, and action, lets every person see a future that is straight, strong, and full of possibility.